Hey guys, hope you're doing well. And today in this video, we'll be taking a look at some tips and tricks that might make your PC's performance better, or by a factor of 5 to 10% maybe. So without wasting any time, let's just get into it. So I'm going to be showing you my current state of the PC. Um, so let's just go into the performance section. So my laptop over here is running an AMD Ryzen 5 3500U with a Radeon Vega 7 graphics. Um, and I have a memory of 14 GB, of which 4.1 GB is being consumed right now. And we have an average 18% CPU utilization with a 23% GPU utilization. Uh, the reason I'm getting these higher ratings on the GPU is because I'm using a secondary display on my laptop, so that's why we have a high rating on this GPU. This laptop has a high clock speed of 3.5 to 4 gigahertz. So we right now we are on a 17% utilization. That is uh, an average of 2.67 gigahertz. So yeah, that is the current state of our PC, and we're gonna come back to the this performance sections after we have applied all those tips and tricks that I'll be mentioning in the video. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the very first method that most of you might be familiar with is simply just pressing the Windows plus R key and typing in the keyword TEMP, short for temporary files, and you'll be getting a list of a lot of junk files over here. Now, I on a weekly base clear this folder, so that's why I'm not seeing anything over here. But you might be getting a lot of junk files over here, more than 80 to 100 files that are just cached folders, uh, configuration files. So these are just the files that your system softwares or externally installed softwares create, the cached files that makes them work efficiently. So a lot of these actually clamp up the RAM, and they decrease your overall performance. So it's better to just press Control A and delete all of them. That might free up your RAM as well as CPU. So this was the first method. Now going on to the second method is very much same like the first one. You press Windows and R key and you type percentage temp percentage. So what's this gonna do is, sorry, I wrote it wrong. So what's this gonna do is it's gonna look for all the temporary files that is stored between your important stuff. That's why we have the percentage. We have the temp keyword in between the percentage symbols over here. So it's gonna filter out all the temporary files that are stored between your important stuff that are hard to find. So here we have a list of all the temporary stuff that is eating up my RAM. Again, this is pretty short list because I do this on a weekly basis, but you might be having a lot of junk files over here. If you don't perform this on this procedure on a weekly basis, then you obviously might be having a lot of junk files. So same as the previous one, what you need to do is press Control A and delete, and this is going to get rid of all the temporary files that are stored between your important stuff, and it's going to free up a lot of your RAM. So now talking about the third trick is going to the search bar and you type services dot msg. Yeah, you're going to see the services option over here. Click on it, and you'll encounter this long list of services. So what you need to do is just go all the way down and you need to find the one that's named Windows Search. So let me just spot it. Um, yeah, so here we have the Windows Search service running. So first of all, you need to make sure that the service is running actually. So here on my PC, the service is running, and then you need to right click on it and go into the properties. So before making any changes, you need to stop the service, and then you can do whatever you want. Uh, Here particularly, we're going to be looking at this option, the startup type. It will be by default set up to automatic. What you need to do is click on it and set it to disabled, and then you press apply and OK. So what we just did was we just disabled this Windows search service. This service actually it constantly pings your storage devices for all the cache data that may or may not be called while you are surfing any software or browser. So we have just stopped the Microsoft default service from constantly ping on the storage device. That's gonna save us a lot of RAM and CPU utilization. So therefore making your PC perform better. So talking about the next trick would be disabling your startup apps. So these are all the applications or softwares or services that might turn on when you boot up your PC. They are in most of the cases the reason why your PC takes a lot of time while booting up. So disabling them would be a great advantage on the booting time. So you disable that by going into the task manager. uh, I'll just quickly get into it by pressing the key Control Shift and Escape. Um, so here we have this option, Startup Apps. You go here and yeah, so you'll get a list of all the applications or services that turn on when you boot up the PC. Here, I don't need the uTorrent web client to turn on automatically, and I also don't want the Cloudflare VPN service to turn on. So, just for your example, I'm going to be disabling these two, but you can obviously by your own choice disable any one of the services that you don't like. So you just need to press once on the service that you want to disable, and here we have an enabled status. So once you've clicked once on the service, you need to go on the top right corner and press on disable. So this is going to disable the service, and the uTorrent web client is not going to start up automatically when I boot up the PC. So again, we're going to do the same for the Cloudflare app and disable that. And there we go. We have a decreased latency on the booting time. This also doesn't have a good effect on the CPU utilization when it turns on. So yeah, and moving on to the final one, that is the misconfig. So then what you need to do is go down here in the search bar and type msconfig.exe. So the system configuration option will be displayed here. You need to click on this, and this window will pop up. You don't need to make any changes over here. You need to go to the services option, and then you need to press on hide all the Microsoft services. So it's gonna filter out the more important stuff for you. So you can disable all the um, irrelevant services that might be running in the background. For example, I um, Uh, for example, I don't want this VMware virtualization services, NAT services for now, and it's currently in a running state. So I'll be unchecking this box and just obviously this is for an example. If you have more services running over here, you can uh, just unbox any one of them and you just press apply and okay. So yeah, this is the services. These changes that you made are not going to be effective unless you restart. So I'm just going to skip this part for now. But you definitely have to restart your computer after you made changes in that list. And after that, when you're done, you'll see a significant improvement in your performance over here. In my case, I got to see a little more than 5 to 10% of less CPU utilization and zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.3 less memory utilization. So, yeah, that's because I do not very heavily use this laptop. But obviously, if you're a gamer or you heavy stuff like make 3D videos or render stuff, then you are definitely going to see a lot of improvement in your memory and your CPU utilization. So, yeah, that was it for today. Be sure to like and subscribe my channel, and just stay tuned for the stuff that's going to come in the future. So yeah, that's all.